Zebec BlackRock Goldman Sachs and HSBC. This is some big news that might have never been reported the right way. So consider smashing that like. Back with Root once again on this one. We're going to jump into why this is big, and it'll be a brief video. We'll get right to the point and what matters to you, because Simon Babakhani came out with a new recent X announcement, and I think we should definitely highlight some key things about it. So Rue will give his own take on it. We're going to jump into that here in just a brief bit, but this helps benefit the channel, so consider sticking around. We're going to play this. We'll be back after these messages.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
I have many friends that are earning every single day trading futures on BTCC. It's a simple process, and even if you don't want to learn how to trade, you could follow a trader on the site and let him do the trading for you. And again, I'm not trying to have any of you guys use your hard-earned money to lose anything. You don't know what you're doing? Don't jump into this, but there is money to be made, and don't use your nest egg for leverage trading. Use a separate portfolio. But I suggest learn how to trade. Earn you some extra money on BTCC. It's easy. You don't have to KYC, and you don't have to use a virtual private network VPN. This is a wonderful site. They've been around since 2011. Give them a shot. Also, when you earn that extra money, you can store that on your DCENT wallet. The DCENT wallet was not affected by the XRPL debacle, where the backdoor of many wallets was open and there was a breach. So DCENT wallet was not affected by that. DCENT wallet is as safe as you keep your seed phrase. It's a wonderful product, and you can get the discount by using the link. It's the only way to get the affiliate discount, and that is to use an affiliate link. So that link is popping up on the upper right side of your screen, and it is the one that you will use. You will also get free shipping. Pick you up a DCENT wallet today. Secure your assets. If you don't have them stored in a wallet and sitting on an exchange, then you're at risk. So pick you one up today. Thank you. All right, welcome back. So we're going to jump right into this. And again, as promised, this is from the Zebec Network, Simon Babakhani. Let's pull this up. And here it is. It mentions specifically this. Says, Circle has been an early backer of Zebec, and we have now joined ARK testnet alongside 100 plus institutions. We are on the precipice of a once-in-a-lifetime digitization of traditional finance, where stablecoins become the primary way the world transacts. And if you're wondering how long ago was this reported, it was reported yesterday, November 14th. And if anything, listen to this, and then immediately after, we'll have some key analysis from Rue. Here we go.
Circle's technology and the USDC stablecoin are core to our programmable money architecture. And the launch of Circle's first layer 1 chain through the ARK will allow Zebec to connect to 100 and more institutions which are currently on the testnet. And these institutions will now be able to connect directly with Zebec's real-time flows, whether that is for payroll streaming, card issuance, remittance, or any financial transaction on our network. And as a founder and leader in this space, I don't think that there's ever been a more exciting time in history to be in the finance world. In many ways, we're seeing a race amongst firms to be leaders in the stablecoin arena. You can draw parallels to prior technological waves like the internet boom of the 90s or the space race of the 1960s. We're now on the precipice of a once-in-a-lifetime digitization of traditional finance. Through stablecoins as the primary means of transacting and tokenization of all forms of assets. And Zebec, as an infrastructure provider, is positioned to benefit from this boom, which makes things so exciting for all of us here on the team today.
It just backs up everything that we've done, all the different videos that we've done in the past. You know, you and me early on, we did the video on Jim Breyer of Blackstone. He Breyer Capital, they are a lead investor in Zebec. They were also a lead investor in Circle. And Simon Babakhani starts that video off about talking about Circle. Also, we've talked about quant connections with Zebec as well. And what term did he use? Programmable money, which is a quant term, right? That also came into play in a video that I did, Zebec Biggest News Yet, like the last video on my channel, in which the CEO of Zerohash used the same term, programmable money, streaming payment. Okay, so I am very, very enthused about that. Also, on an episode that Jesse and I did, we ended up talking about ARK a little bit, and the whole thing about ARK and the videos that I've covered on ARK, they talked about Forex trading, and that ARK wants to kind of look at Forex trading That's also something that the XRP ledger will fix with Forex trading. So again, that's everything that we want to hear about Zebec with Quant, with Circle, with programmable money. And yes, we're on the precipice of this, right? I think once we get the Clarity Act, now deemed the markets structure the infrastructure bill or something like that, was the Clarity Act in the House. Now in the Senate, it's called the Market Infrastructure Bill. So once we get that, I think we really see things going for Zebec in a major way. Also, again, in a couple days here, ISO will go live for the rest of the world. I think those are the big catalysts we are waiting for here, and I cannot wait to see it. I know people are kind of like upset now because it's a little bit of a bearish time, but we're not. People are not looking at the long-term picture, and that the world will have to operate on these stable coins. Once ISO is in place, you can no longer use the MT the MT system. You have to use the MX system, which uses the ISO 20022 messaging, which uses the stable coins. Like, this is where we're headed, okay? And I'm happy to be a Zebec investor.
Me too, brother. Me too. We have just a tad bit more. We understand that when it comes to specifically AI, Grok, ChatGPT, all these ones, right? It's not the end all be all, but there is some key things to reference. Like, so if I'm going to go to Wikipedia, which we can't use at the collegiate level, right, as a source, it's just a data bank of knowledge and so on. I just want to throw out a disclaimer that we can still reference things from Grok and whatnot. So what did Grok specifically mention in what is referred to as the key significance highlights? So I don't want to give you the whole conversation because I don't want to bore with you all the jargon, but I will share at least this. Let's pull this up on the screen. This is good, and we'll get Rue's take on this as well. So for one, here is some of the key significance, the highlights. Well, for one, mass adoption enablement. You have to keep in mind this supports real-world applications like identity-based lending, on-chain credit with off-chain trust, stablecoin FX for treasury management, agentic commerce, and cross-border payments with instant settlement and low fees. And remember how we said at the very beginning of the outline, basically we said specifically Zebec, BlackRock, Goldman Sachs, HSBC. Again, back to what Rue was talking about when we first covered the whole thing of the Brayer connections and the connections obviously to not just BlackRock, but we started off with Blackstone. Did this not age well? Well, look what it says here. Ecosystem momentum. I like seeing this. I'm not about the whole thing of like, oh, I'm going to dump my XRP. This is ridiculous when people state that. But understand that ecosystems can branch out to other ecosystems. So at launch, over 100 companies, like it says here, participated, representing trillions in assets and billions of users. Participants span capital markets. As soon as I see that, I think of BlackRock because Larry Fink always talks about capital market ecosystem. So it says, for example, Apollo, BlackRock, Goldman Sachs, HSBC, payments fintech, MasterCard, Visa, Amazon Web Services. Rue, over the course of over a month or so, we've been talking about all these things, right? And I think it's good. This is so good. We'll have you chime in here just about. I just want to highlight just a couple more things. You even have Alchemy, you have Chainlink, MetaMask, and exchanges, custodians, Coinbase, Curve, BitGo. And like it says here, this global diversity spanning Africa, the Americas, Asia, Europe, and the Middle East demonstrates ARK's role in bridging traditional finance with on-chain innovation. So we have one more area we're going to get into in just a bit in regard to ARK. I kick it over to Rue because Rue, plain as day, they even agree, and they don't even say that it's possible anymore, even on a basic search of the significance in regard to this highlight from Simon Babakhani.
Yeah, I have a little article I want to share with you guys. Let me share my screen here.
Well, Rue was pulling this up. I'm just going to just highlight this real quick. And if you're wondering about the ARK thing, it says here, welcome to ARK, an open layer 1 blockchain purpose-built to unite programmable money. Again, back to these terminologies, right? Especially with Quant Network. Quant Network is the standard for programmable money and on-chain innovation.
By the way, Max, if you're showing that, you're showing me right now. If you're
My bad. Here it is. Yes, here it is. So again, programmable money, ARK is designed to serve as the economic operating system. Think about operating system for the internet, right? Well, even with Quant Network, what do? They have an operating system for being the foundation of building on blockchain. So I just wanted to highlight some of this stuff. And again, engineered for mass adoption, ARK is enterprise-grade infrastructure featuring predictable fiat-based fees using stablecoins as gas, starting with USDC. And again, think about even like what XRP is or Ripple is doing with obviously things like Axelar. It seems as though Arc also has an answer for that as public EVM compatible network. Developers can deploy smart contracts, build applications, and so on. So again, this is just another ecosystem, and yeah, they compete, but I also think they're complementary. So I just wanted to highlight that. I'm going to kick it back over to you because I know you have your document ready. Let's remove mine and add yours. So go ahead and take it away.
So guys, when you think about Zebec, I want you to also think about Zerohash and XRP. A lot of the guys that Max mentioned there as a part of ARC are also a part of this $104 million that Zero has raised. Morgan Stanley, SoFi, Apollo, and others. We've also seen Zerohash in reference to Securitize, in which Securitize on Securitize's team is BlackRock and other companies. So when you think about ARC, when you think about Circle, think about Zerohash as well. And yeah, that's it. I really believe Zerohash and guys, if you check out, I know I keep mentioning it because it's uncanny how many parallels are coming up from this. If you check out my previous video, the CEO of Zerohash mentioned a lot of these terms like programmable money, streaming payments. He talked about, I'm not sure if he talked about ARC, but yeah, all of this connects to Zerohash as well.
Love it, Rue. You always bring the receipts. A lot of people appreciate your deep dive analysis as usual. So thank you for that, brother. Is there anything else that you would like to share or just comment on before we close things out in this video?
Yes. Again, we focus on ARC today, and one of the things that I kind of joked around with the episode about ARC is like, oh, Circle's creating their own layer one should XRP be in trouble. Understand, with Securitize, Circle and Ripple are both investors in Securitize. So this is going to be a group effort. Just because we have ARC here with Circle does not mean that Ripple's in trouble or anything like that. But this is going to be a multi-chain effort, okay? I know people like Jesse, shout out to Jesse, Apex Crypto Insights. He's talked about Ripple being um, a global real-time settlement system, and that's going to require multiple blockchains, guys. So just so you know, don't think just because ARC is around that XRP should be worried or anything like that. No, everything's fine there.
I want to pound home what Rue just mentioned because this is a good thing to do, and Rue would do it for me too. And this just boom caught my eye right when he said it because we just shared the ARC website with you, and then we're gonna close it out, right? So this is so cool because Rue is 100% right on this. How so? Let's reference this. So for one, basically it's this right here. Back to the ARC website. Why point it out? Well, again, 100% when it comes to what Rue just mentioned. So we're gonna blow this up and look at this. Look at it for yourself. Rue just mentioned specifically multi-chain. So for one, as you see here, market neutral and multi-chain aligned. Again, it's going to complement it. Yeah, people could look at it as a competitor, but no, ARC is interoperable with the broader multi-chain ecosystem. Again, multi-chain ecosystem through what? Did Rue mention Circle? He did. So this all matches. The guy has done his research. All right. CCTP and Circle Gateway unlocking new use cases, partners, and institutional liquidity on chain. They're realizing they're not going to do it on their own. If they feel as though they're just going to do it on their own, do you think they would be multi-chain aligned? Of course they wouldn't. So again, even below that, look what it says here. This pounds home Rue's research built to coordinate, not control. ARC aligns builders and partners across exchanges. Again, across exchanges, across multi-chains, market makers, asset issuers, fintechs, banks, PSPs, and also enterprises to achieve something bigger than the sum of their parts. So I think that's very great to point that out and just shows that you know what the heck you're talking about, Rue. So big up to you, brother. All right. So with that said, thanks again so much for tuning in. We really appreciate you guys listening to our outlines and our research for many, many reasons. But do us a solid if you listen to it all and simply type in what code word into the comments, Rue?
ARC?
ARC. And we'll know that you listened to the entire outline. On behalf of myself and the brother Rue, awesome gentleman with great research that we have, knowing you hold it, the research trumps FUD 110%. May God bless you all. We truly mean that. We'll see you on the next one. Over and out.
Peace.
Peace.